Welcome back, everyone. We are the Film Lovers Guide to the Galaxy, and today we have the full team today. Got Jared back, so welcome back here.
Doing double duty this week.
Today we're actually our movie of the week to cap off Christmas is Henry Selick's Wendell Wild. If you know who Henry Selick is, this guy is big in the stop motion industry. Probably you guys love Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what he did. Same thing with James and the Giant Peach. So his last movie was Coraline. So it's been almost a decade since he's made a movie. So I'm excited to talk about Wendell and Wild. But
that just seems to be how long it took him to make it, because this looked fucking arduous to make.
Yeah. But before we do all that, I think Jared kind of missed this.
So I'm not gonna. The point of this rant is this: let's say that costs you like $20,000 a year, okay? And the insurance covers $80,000. You're like, it's a pretty good deal. Well, no, you have cancer.
What's the worst thing you'll do for $1 million?
Fuck you! Stop fucking dropping oil into the Gulf, you dipshits! Fucking morons.
Joe, what's peeving you this week?
Hey, it's gonna be a really short one actually for what's peeving me. Why is everything? It's okay. I don't know if it's just my area. I don't know why everything at the dollar store is $1.25. Come on, man.
This is what you welcome me back with.
Dude, okay, so I went to the dollar store because here's the thing. I know there's Dollar General, Dollar Store, all of the sorts of things, and there's been definitely been times where I go to the dollar store and buy an item that's like $5, but it's like a large item. And I'm like, I get it. Not everything in the store is $1. Makes sense to me. But then like I bought really basic stuff. I bought like 2 markers and like a thing of aluminum foil. It was $1.25, $1.25, $1.25. Bro, inflation's hitting everyone. I'm not a fan.
You saw the Arizona iced tea is not 99 cents anymore.
Dude,
yeah.
What? Wait, hold up. Did they change the 99 cents on the can to something else? Like, how much is it then?
I haven't bought. It's like $1.29.
Yeah, it's like $1.29 now, but it still says a lot of them just have like a sticker on them or whatever like that,
just to cover it up.
That's how you know That's how you know we're fucked.
I mean, the Arizona iced tea was the last bastion. No. The last bastion is Costco hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. And the rotisserie chicken.
That'll never.
If any of things goes up, if that rotisserie chicken goes up to $6.99, I'll be like, all right, you guys, this shit is real.
Yeah, fuck global warming. We're fucked. We're fucked somewhere else. But man, it's just it's. And okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't shop at the dollar store very often, but I should. Like for like super basic shit. Like you shouldn't. I don't think you should be buying like plastic. What do you call it? To go things like Tupperware things or like aluminum foil. Any of that stuff at the grocery store. It's horseshit. I don't know why it's so expensive. Get at a dollar store. But yeah, I've noticed it's been going up. Price of milk's been going up. Price of eggs been going up. It's that time where we are at the age where we tell our kids, back in our day, price of this was this.
When we went to the 99 cents, and when we go to the 99 cent store, it is literally 99 cents.
And honestly, I
just wonder how long it's gonna. I wonder how long people are gonna be take it. Like, when does the fucking uprising happen?
If that's a good question. I'm hoping there's a peaceful fix to this at all. I'm all for that as best we can. But a lot of people shop at the dollar store, and I respect it and I get it. And the 25% increase is pretty brutal. And I spent the whole $11.60 when I was there, and sucks. Anyways, my heart goes out to you guys. Much love.
All right, Dollar Tree, you heard him. Make everything back to $1, please.
Dollar Tree, also feel free to sponsor this podcast at Film Lovers GTTG. Thank you.
Thanks for the plug here. Let's go to what you guys been watching this week. As I am seeing Jared, I know it's a very auditory platform. But what have you been watching this week here, Jared?
Well, I just got done recording our kind of expansion podcast about Scream 4. I'm watching Scream 4 because it's the spooky season. Been watching a lot of playoff baseball. Go Phillies. Because I don't like to see cheaters win in the Astros. Gosh, what else have I been watching? I haven't been really watching much. It's like I'm so busy with work and school. And school meaning like sports. I don't know why I said school. I'm not in school anymore.
Sports,
baby. I'm a coach. So we made playoffs. We're in CIF. First game is
nice.
Tuesday.
Let's go.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've been I'll throw something on the TV every once in a while, just something that I've seen before that I can tune out. I was talking to Danny about American Horror Story the other day. I might dabble back into that because I haven't seen all of them. But other than that, yeah, it's been pretty chill around here these parts.
What about you, Joe? What have you been watching?
Dude, actually, I haven't been watching much this week. I'm actually playing a video game called Tunic.
Tunic is very good, but it's very hard.
It came out. I mean, it's one of those things that kind of came up on my PlayStation suggested thing. And, I don't buy very many video games. I play like 1-2 video games for a long time. But this got really good reviews. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the puzzle.
The instruction manual is great.
Yeah. Dude, it took me forever to figure out, like, what the fuck am I looking at with this instruction manual? It's kind of like big brain shit. So anyways, I've been playing that for a solid, not every day, but like, I want to say I put in like 4 or 5 hours into it. 11% done. I'm like, how big is this freaking game? Love it. So I've been doing that a lot.
I've been playing, what have I been playing? I've been playing the new Madden pretty good. I've been playing Persona 5 again because the Persona games get their hooks in me pretty deep. Yeah, but you're right. Like Tunic is super fun.
And then the second thing I sort of like, not really started, but kind of put on my list to watch is Peaky Blinders. Thing is, it's 6 seasons of a lot, and
you also got to get subtitles on that thing. You can't fucking understand.
You can't understand a thing Cillian Murphy's saying.
Thing. Dude,
here's the thing, right? And this is me going to my rant way back. Cillian Murphy's been doing this for 6 years. How have I missed this?
I think he's kind of boring. I think he's fun.
But like all of this runs under my radar. My radar fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I miss so much. So, I rely on you guys and other people and things like that to kind of point me in the right direction. But it looks good, so I'll check it out. It's difficult. Dude, I haven't even started Westworld Season 2 because I just immediately got bored after the
fucking Westworld.
Dude, I watched the first season, fantastic. Second season, I'm like, oh, it's just arduous.
Joe, it gets crazy towards the end, so I will say hang with it. But it's but there's a reason why those breaks happen. You need to have a little break with that show,
dude. Yeah, it's true. I've been watching what is it? The new Family Guy, just because I'm into that. I've been watching the Bob's Burgers as they come out, into that. Watching the Rick and Morty's as they come out, so stuff like that. Same shit, just boring old me, and that's what I've been watching.
Hey, are you guys gonna keep watching The Witcher when Henry Cavill leaves?
Nope. Because he got picked up by The Rock to play Superman,
baby.
He's gonna make that Superman. Now, here's the thing, though, right? The problem is he's so aesthetically perfect for that role.
So perfect.
And he's a bit of a nerd, so he kind of sticks to the original stuff to make it really good.
It's off the fucking rails now.
Yeah, and so like Liam Hemsworth, like
the worst. Not even the good Hemsworth.
Now, I will give Jesus.
I mean, come on, man.
Isn't there? There's a third Hemsworth. Okay,
There's a third Hemsworth.
I'll give him a chance, but it it's like the fourth Home Alone or something that was just absolute trash. You
Oh
know?
my god,
So,
you're talking about that little kid.
the little British kid. Like, oh my god, that was terrible. That was -20 in my book. Holy smokes! But no, probably not.
Oh, so you know, the holiday season is here. I know retail starts really early, so I've been really busy with work, but I didn't get to go watch. Speaking of accents that are really hard, I went to go see Banshees of Inisherin. It is new movie from Martin McDowell. He did 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. He did In Bruges. So Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson basically play friends that are not friends anymore. It's that simple. There's a fractured relationship, but it's done so well. And there's a big allegory in terms of how humans deal with loss and friendship. And it happens in the 1920s during kind of like the Irish War. So there's something visually happening in the background because they're trapped on this island. It's definitely a much more movie with a big message than it is about the story itself. So I would definitely recommend watching it when it comes out. Outside of that, I've been watching the Lakers go 0-5. They might be 0-6 today. Depends if Jokic doesn't destroy them.
Buddy.
You know, it kind of sucks, but I like to revel in the fact that both the Lakers and the Nets are now 1-10 right now. The fact that the one win is from the Nets side and not the Lakers side is very disheartening, but gotta hope. Oh, hello.
Yes, you're back. You're good.
Okay.
You're good now. Just had a little bit of a hiccup there.
Okay. It probably, yeah. So, been watching that. Been watching some of the baseball. I don't really care. Once the Padres lost,
my Lakers, fuck the Padres.
Hey man, the dad smacked the Dodgers there.
Who gets fired first, Palenka or the Lakers head coach? I don't even know the head coach's fucking first name.
Darvin Ham, man. Darvin Ham ain't going anywhere.
First,
that guy's there for the long haul, at least.
Johnny, what's your internet?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the internet. So,
all right. So you roboted out. Who do you think goes first, Palenka or the head coach?
Palenka.
Really
close. Yeah.
Really, they just signed him to an extension, though.
Yeah. This is at some point. Genie Bus has got to be like, hey,
that dude.
Just because you're associated with Kobe does not mean you need to be here.
Palenka is a fucking psychopath. He's a pathological liar. Like
he's a
Rob
sports
Lowe
agent
looking. I just can't believe they've ruined the team for decades to come.
He just gets by with his good looks.
Well, I was talking with John, friend the podcast here. I told him, I'm all like, so man's a LeBron fan. We got the championship in 2020. Is it worth the championship knowing that the next 7 years, which I'm graciously predicting 7 years, that we're probably going to be shit? Is that championship worth it?
I mean, think about it. So, we won we had a three-peat in the early 2000s, right?
Yes.
Had a 7-year drought.
Yeah.
And then had a 2009 and 2010, and then another 8-year drought or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it just comes in waves. And honestly, for the folks listening, Lakers are definitely spoiled. Lakers fans are definitely spoiled, right? So because we're like whiny crybabies a lot of the time, but you got to keep imagine if you're like a Timberwolves fan or something. I mean,
hey man, the Twin Towers 2.0 right now.
Yeah, you say that you talk to me once you win something, but that's what I mean. Like a lot of teams realize that the season's actually there's something that happens after the season called the playoffs, and they go to the playoffs every 10 years. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
Is it worth it? I want to say for at least 20 teams out there, yes. For the Cavs, it was worth it when they won in 2016.
I just it hurts me to see that the team just do that to itself, and like Jeannie is just got to step in at some point. Like, what the fuck are you doing, lady? Like, I don't know. If they go 0-10, can you imagine? Can you imagine if they go 0-10 to start the season?
Do you? Here's the thing, right? So is LeBron still putting up numbers, right?
Yeah. See, LeBron is the smart one out of this, right? Okay, Lakers are losing, but you know what he's doing right now? He understands
his legacy for records and shit.
That's what he's doing. And if he's going to do that in a Laker jersey, I think people will kind of wash it away because they'll celebrate.
And how about, did you guys hear what Stephen A. Smith said about Anthony Davis the other day?
He's out of the top 7 or something.
Well, no, he's just like, he went on this rant about how it's tough to watch him because he's withering away in front of our eyes, and we don't know if the next play is going to be his last because he's so fragile. And it's like, it's true.
Well, yeah. There's not. Think about it this way. Can you guys imagine any other player, whether it's actually, we'll just stick with basketball. In basketball specifically, where somebody falls down and you're like, ooh, it's only Anthony Davis.
Derrick Rose.
Well, see, the thing is like Derrick Rose has been good enough over the past several seasons where I'm like, whatever, like, he'll miss it.
No, Anthony Davis has been really good too.
Has he?
No, yes, because he refuses to play his position.
Good numbers, right? He won a chip.
Yeah, but he also got hurt during that time too. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, as of when you're watching people play basketball, every time you see someone fall to the ground, your mind's thinking, okay, they just picked themselves back up. Anthony Davis is the only person where he falls to the ground. I'm like, he probably broke something. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I've never met Anthony Davis, but for some reason, I think that my ankles are wider than his because he's also like 9 feet tall. He just seems so slender. That's my thing. He has chopsticks for legs. Yeah, I don't know if it's a proportion thing that's throwing me off.
But I also think he doesn't do the right type of exercise. I think he needs to lift more. I think but it's like Ben Simmons shooting with the wrong hand.
It's too late though. Like to change that kind of like put on muscle and all that. You have to change the way you play.
Oh, speaking of Ben Simmons, do you guys this dude? Look, I get it. Like,
what a fucking G.
This man is. I would hope that he gets it mentally right because he does have the physical tools. But my God, I think we were talking about Stephen A. I think he said or someone was saying that he's glad that he fouls out because he's fouled out plenty of games this season so far, so that he doesn't have to be on the court to play.
There is a sports psychologist needs to spend some time with that guy. He needs to just sit down and go through all of that trauma that he went through. Obviously, because because you're right, Johnny. He's fouling out a game, so he doesn't have to play, so he won't get ridiculed.
Instead, we're still going to ridicule him because it's like, dude,
that's part of the sport. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game.
It's so sad.
The thing is, he seems like a guy that doesn't want to play anymore, and that's.
And you know what?
You saw that video I put in the group chat. That the left hand.
Here's the thing. I think he'll be fine if he decides to quit. He can pull Andrew Luck and say I'm done, and I'm gonna just chill, and that's fine.
Good for Andrew Luck.
And so, look,
guy
man,
saved his body.
This is like a semi-hot take, but I don't feel bad for this guy. All it is he has a mental.
Anymore. Yeah, Joe, I completely agree with you. I do not feel bad for him anymore.
Like if your biggest woe is that you can't play basketball after landing a fat contract like 120, you'll be fine. You're not working a double shift at McDonald's trying to make ends meet. Life could be worse. suck it up and figure it out or quit. I don't care.
Yeah, I really think I think that guy needs to make a decision whether he wants to play or not, because living this life of being terrified, I don't know, man. That's just no way to live.
I mean, but he's
Like,
got to play though, because
yeah,
if he
yeah.
retires, he doesn't get that money. So
Oh,
that's
that's
the thing.
true.
See that's where the catch-22 is that if he
Wait,
wants the rest of that money, he has to
what
play.
if he gets amnestied? Does he get
There's
paid?
no amnesty. They're not going to waive him. The Nets aren't dumb, right? The
Okay.
Nets know that, like, if the very least that they've got to play, but like it's just, I hope he wants to put the work in. I just don't know if he's if he's doing it the right way. And God bless Kevin Durant's soul. Even that guy just wants to hoop. But when you have someone like Kyrie Irving on your team,
Oh my God. You know who I feel bad for is Steve Nash. That dude is going to get fucking blamed, and he shouldn't be.
that's the thing. I don't blame the dude. I think you're right. That's kind of the media narrative is going to happen. I'm like, it's Nash's fault. But
No.
the one thing I will say about seeing the Nets and somewhat of the Lakers, even though the Lakers got a championship, right, is that this idea of stacking teams in terms of building like superstar teams, it's starting to not work as much because you can get the right pieces, but having two superstars on the same team to win doesn't really cut it at this point.
If unless you're like Phil Jackson or something, you're right.
Correct. But I think that's the case because, like, think about last year, right? It was fuck. Why am I blanking out? Oh, it's the Warriors last year. That was a little different though. Well, the Warriors, but they drafted all those guys. Now they're just paying out of the ass for them at this point.
It's worth it because you improve the how much a team costs every time you win one. But my question still is, even with the bullshit with Ben Simmons, is it worth trading away Harden? Given that Harden wanted to leave, right? The whole thing's just kind of. I mean, look, I would say get Harden for someone else. Why just get Ben Simmons of all things? It's the stupidest situation. Anyhow,
that's why I feel bad for Steve Nash.
It's just front office sucks balls.
Yeah, it's complete horseshit.
Oh, they sold the ranch to bring Durant and Kyrie, and I remember 3 years ago when it was LeVert and D'Lo and Jared Allen. That team was fun to watch. They weren't going to win shit though.
Oh, they weren't going to win jack shit. Now,
but it was fun to watch.
The team is undeniably better, but now you got a flat earther and probably an anti-Semite on the team.
They're the same. They're the same person.
Some dude that's afraid to shoot the basketball.
I don't even know if it's a possible anti-Semite hater. Which, by the way, look, I will say this for the record before we get into this movie. I believe that Kanye West is a musical genius. My Twisted Dark Fantasy is probably the best rap album I've heard over the past 25 years. I am glad this guy is losing every single fucking penny that he has right now.
You know what's happening? It's people like you that are stroking this motherfucker's ego, convincing him that he's never wrong.
No, but I'm saying he is. I'm glad that he's losing every single penny that he has. But the fact is, I still watch these clips, and it's like he doesn't get it. Like he doesn't get it. He's all like, "Oh, now I know how George Floyd feels." I'm like, "No, you don't, you motherfucker. You're still the one talking."
It's interesting to me because, like, let's this is my last quip, but like, think of Trump. He could have not done all that presidency stuff, right? He could have chilled, had all the stuff, became a billionaire, do all that stuff, and people would probably be fine with him, right? Because when he was doing The Apprentice and all that stuff, he thought they were a funny TV guy to watch, right? Same thing with Kanye. I don't know if Kim and Pete Davidson's cock messing him up real good, but You know, I don't know what it is that kind of cracked in his mind, or the fact that he felt like he needed to make waves, whatever the situation is. But he could have. Even his latest album was fine. It's not. He's never going to be the old Kanye. But like, if he
That album was
continued making
trash.
music, well, here's okay. So I'm saying
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. If he kept on making music or worked on his craft, because we know he's an artist, he would have been revered as one of the best. And now, or he could have gone the Dr. Dre route, where he goes all shoes,
Producing, yeah.
and it's
But
just like, what
let
the
me
fuck?
tell you, I could give a fuck because he's anti-Semitic and doesn't deserve
It's
anything.
wild. Because
It's so-
here's the weird thing. I think that I don't know if he understands that it's racist. I just think he's dumb. Is that a bad take?
No,
Like-
I think he
he knows.
does understand because
Are you sure he understands?
You
look,
guys-
I think
you guys
I
are
think
lucky
he
that
does.
you guys are lucky that Kendrick's publicity person is on him as much as he is, because Kendrick would be right there with him.
Really?
Oh yeah, look at some of the shit he said.
Look, it ties into somewhat like basketball, because a lot of these guys. What's that fucking pastor? It's not a pastor, but like
Yeah,
it's
no,
a guy.
I know who you're talking about.
It's fuck, I forgot what his name is, but like all these NBA guys, NFL guys. Last year, I think it was last year, Deshaun Jackson said something right about Farrakhan. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these guys like believe it. It's like the Jews.
Dude, they're
Jews
all
are out to
over
get
that
him,
guy,
and I'm
it's
just like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bigger issue.
Is it now? Again, speaking as not a black person, is this a
Yeah.
common sentiment, like in the black community? Oh, hey, the Jews
No.
are out to get us.
No.
So this is just like a small whacked out group.
Yes.
The ones that are
Okay.
really rich.
Yeah, it's so weird. That's
The ones
so
that are really
weird.
rich. Like
It's
so,
really rich athletes that really have big brains.
just
And
big
NBA,
wallets.
please sponsor us. NBA.com. Brought to you by NBA.com. Forbes Top 500.
All right, you guys. So we're gonna talk about Wendell and Wild, movie created by Henry Selick. Henry Selick, like I said on top of the intro, he made the most beloved movie that everyone watches during Halloween or Christmas, depending on who you are, which is Nightmare Before Christmas. James and the Giant Peach is very underrated. Coraline is very underwatched. Like, more people need to watch that movie. But now he has Wendell and Wild, who he co-wrote with Jordan Peele. Like we said, Jordan Peele is like everywhere. Key and Peele plays the title characters, and they are trying to get into the living world out of the hands here. So let me start off with Jared. What did you think of the film? Give me your thoughts.
I thought it was perfectly adequate. I thought it was fun. I mostly paid attention to the animation, which I am a sucker for a good stop motion kind of animation. And I thought it was really fun. Like, what's the last stop motion animation movie that has come out? Was it Coraline?
Isle of Dogs.
Okay? That's a good pull, Joe.
That's the last one I watched, which is why I'm saying it.
I was
And,
like,
like-
is there a Wallace and Gromit movie that came out?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Shaun the Sheep. Those
But
guys.
like I always appreciate it, and I love the effects, and I love like the decision to like kind of play off like the hand tattoos or whatever, put it over her mouth, her hand over her mouth to make it into the skull with like her powers or whatever. I mean, and Key and Peele, you could tell. I want to know how many hours of like B-roll that they have for those guys. Do you think they just put them in the studio and we're just like, yeah, just go,
Just shoot the shit. See, we'll capture whatever. Yeah, 100%.
You can tell that at least with the way they're interacting with one another in the movie, that they were there in the studio together. It wasn't like recording lines with one.
Oh, totally,
one.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought it was completely fun. I'm probably going to show it to my students tomorrow for Halloween. And I don't know. What did you guys think? I thought it was I thought it was a good time when I'm always wary about stop motion movies. My favorite one, probably my favorite stop motion, is Kubo and the Two Strings.
That's a solid movie.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I love that movie so much. But yeah, what did you guys think?
I'm I'm just the story was
Yeah,
like pretty
was there.
bland.
Yeah, it was there.
I appreciate the artistic feat of stop motion because I've seen sort of how it's made for a lot of these things. It's just nuts how much work needs to be put in. I feel like not to poo-poo on the work being put in, but a lot of it, I feel like a lot of it could be CGI'd. I don't know if they did that or not, but I feel like you can pull this off with the technology we have today. For example, for James Hong, like that was an incredible way to show him as the father. I'm like, I instantly recognize him as that is James Hong. So I think the art. The only thing I can really appreciate about this movie is the artist's effort.
Mhm.
The storyline was meh. The humor was meh. The everything else about it was kind of meh. So that's it. That's all I got.
Meh.
Sorry. I'm sorry, man.
You come up to a good point. I was reading about some little things about them doing the animation, and after Selick did Coraline, he basically said that like he thinks like the stop motion animation became really too smooth that you couldn't really tell it from computer animation. So he maybe he took that a long time. So he I guess with this movie he decided like there's things where he's gonna leave flaws in stuff like that to show the distinguishment between the two. I do agree with you, Joe. I think the best part of this movie is the actual animation itself. I'll be the first to admit this. Like up until I saw Coraline as a person that now worked at Hollywood Video, I appreciated it. As a kid, I couldn't care less about stop motion. Like it felt very weird. Like it's not. I'm not used to it because if you're the one growing up with Disney movies and The Simpsons, it's like what the fuck is this, right? It wasn't as an adult when I started watching more stop motion. I appreciated for what the animation can do. So this whole world that he's creating, it feels very Guillermo del Toro to me, where it's like you're invested in the world he's creating. But sometimes, like Del Toro's work, I could care less about the story.
Yeah,
It's nice. Like when Wendell and Wild are not in the movie,
yeah.
I'm like,
I don't
okay.
give a shit.
It's like a very generic, like, this orphan lost her mom and dad. It's like, she's struggling between, not trying to blame herself, but being a hard ass and stuff like that. So, it's fun for this season. And I think like it's a really good movie to show that like you can do something outside of basic 2D animation. But, do I think this is the next Nightmare Before Christmas?
No.
No, not that I can think of. What are some, like, if you had to recommend, if you had to recommend a stop motion movie for someone to see to get them into it, like someone like me that just really doesn't usually care about these type of movies, what movie would you suggest someone out there to get into it?
Man, that's the thing, right? Is I don't think I'm into stop motion at all. I know that because it's different. Because like Coraline's made differently than Isle of Dogs versus Kubo. Because Kubo's folding paper, right? And then Isle of Dogs was like a bunch of random stuff to do all that. And then Coraline was a stick based one. I mean, if you're into it, Isle of Dogs, because it's kind of an interesting story. Kubo is the most recent one. I mean, you can always watch Wallace and Gromit. That's pure, like pure, Play-Doh. But that's, I mean, because I think Wallace and Gromit was funny. Um, I mean, if it's completely animated, does Lego Movie count?
Yes.
You know, because
Yes.
that would be
Oh
the
wait,
number
you know
one.
what? No, because that's not stop motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's completely CG.
Yeah.
Okay, then in that case, yeah, that's I would go with that. Probably good old Wallace and Gromit, but I can also understand if people aren't into it.
Yeah.
Because just you could just start off with like, hey, bro, this is stop motion. Like, I'm good. Like, all right.
I mean, Jared, you're the teacher here. You tell me. I'm a student. We're getting into this part of the class. How are you going to get us kids to get into stop motion? What are things you would want to talk about? What are things you would want to show us?
I mean, you'd probably have to go with I mean, I would probably start with you know, things that they've seen before, like Nightmare and all that stuff, but you would want to go kind of to the origin of it, like with the Christmas, like the stop motion Christmas films, Rudolph, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, I forgot
Um,
Rudolph. That's right.
you know, all of those Rankin Bass kind of old, like the like those, you know what I'm talking about. You could
Mhm.
also even go further and go Gumby. Um,
Yeah.
you start with Gumby and then go from there. Um, and then you could really kind of expand it. Like Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great one. Paranorman is a really fun one as well. Um, and you could also you could also, if you wanted to make it like a fun project, like a fun project out of it, you could just like get some action figures and tell the kids, I'm like, all right, we're gonna make our own fucking stop motion. All right, we're gonna take pictures with them and run them through this software or whatever. Um, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, but yeah, starting from like the old kind of those holiday ones, I would go with, but I remember, man, I remember back in the day when I would play with action figures, and I was in a video production class in like middle school, and like, and she's like, oh yeah, bring in her action figures, we'll do a stop motion. Like 5 minutes, it was the total scene in Parks and Rec where Ben is trying to.
He like freaks the fuck out.
He
I
goes,
spent all day
he goes,
making
I'm not
this.
going to say it's Avatar, but. And then it's just he flips out. I would probably start class with that and be like, all right, guys, this is what this is what you're in for. And then just go from there. Like the fact that we get full on length or feature length features,
Mhm.
feature length, you know, movies out of stop motion is incredible to me.
Yeah.
Like it's just so crazy. And like you
Especially.
see it, and like I almost appreciate Nightmare the most because it's at that cross section of looking super janky but also really good.
Mhm.
Whereas this movie it was flawless. It didn't have any of that jank to it. And that's kind of like what I like in the stop motion. Like Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs, those were really rough around the edges, and they bought into it being little figures.
Yeah. Um, I
Do
was
you
looking.
sorry, do you guys know what the term is to like, I forgot, maybe I'm going crazy, but there's like a term where you put in a shit ton of work for a very little gratification, but it just like because you like the process of it or something, because I was reading somewhere, at least for Isle of Dogs, there's a sushi scene where this guy is cutting the sushi, the whole thing, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, this shit took 7 months to do this," and this makes look. It's just, I, like I respect it, but at the same time, that seems like an insane waste of resources. Because like
I mean,
the animation was insanely good. It was very clean, and I'm sure they mapped everything out, did exactly what it is. But just like I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze at all.
So when you're watching it, or do you have that in mind? Like, is it like, oh man, this
Not
is
actively, but it does pop in my head every once in a while because I see a scene. It's very well done. It's very accurate, very artistic. I'm like, whoa, this must have taken fucking 5 ever. And I'm like, this dude's there's like 4 dudes that worked on this scene for 8 days to make 3 seconds. So, like I don't know. Like I can't appreciate it enough for it to matter. For example, if you were to do another regular movie where to like for example, let's say Inception, where they had the spinning room where they built the whole thing, I can respect that a lot more, unfortunately, than these dudes animating a sliced fish. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say.
yeah, I get you.
I was looking at things from 80s, 90s that were stop motion that I was like trying to remember if I remember liking or just watching. I forgot Tim Burton had a couple, right? Did you guys like Corpse Bride
Yeah, it was fine.
or Frankenweenie?
Again, you're asking the guy that doesn't really like stop motion anymore.
There is one that I saw that I remember. I'm pretty sure as a kid I think I enjoyed the show. It was the PJs. It was like the Eddie Murphy one. I forgot that was stop motion. I was like, oh yeah, Bob the Builder, everyone's favorite builder. That's stop motion. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It was stop motion. So, all right, give me a letter grade for this movie, guys. For me, it's a
B.
C plus, and it's
B minus.
based off the based off the animation itself.
I think every stop motion for me is going to be like a C plus. Just and if it's a bad stop motion, it's an F minus. It's just you got to have because that's the only thing you got going. You put in 900 million hours of man hour, it better look good. Okay, Wendell Wild looked good, but that's all it's got. Would I ever watch it again? No. I really hope Netflix didn't put $500 million into this. Is all I'm saying. C plus, maybe a C.
Maybe a C.
Yeah, maybe a C.
What if I told you they put in as my computer's loading?
Look, if they put in like $50 million and they made profit, good for them. There's no way. There's no fucking way they made money off this. I just can't see it happening. Jordan Peele, please go make your next horror film. That's what I'll watch.
Oh, for him to actually direct one? You right?
Yeah, please, please. I know it's a lot of work, bro, and I love your stuff.
What if
Jordan Peele?
What if his 4th movie was a stop motion movie?
Oh, Jordan. Here's the thing. I don't think Jordan Peele would have the patience for that kind of shit. Like, it just takes so long.
They're good at hiding this because it is backed by Netflix. So I don't know what they haven't put a budget out there. So I have no idea how much this.
I think Netflix is just throwing money at things that they shouldn't. And I have a hard time believing that after Dave Chappelle made his 90 million or whatever, that you should be giving every stand-up comedian $40 million for every hour-long stand-up. Doesn't make sense to me.
So
this is what?
I have a theory that they have to spend. They have raised their prices so much that they have a surplus of money, so they're just throwing money at shit.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it be better to? I mean, you're saying there's nowhere else to spend that money. They have to spend it somewhere.
Yeah, like where else are they going to spend that money?
But then don't be like the U.S. government. Spend it wisely. Don't pay $30 million to Cat Williams for a stand-up. He doesn't deserve it. Okay, he does not deserve it.
Did he really get $30 million from Netflix?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, bring in the 6th grader to beat his ass, and we'll call it even. Okay?
How dare you besmirch the name of Cat?
I look, in my book, that dude will never live it down, and he deserves it. He starts some shit with a 14-year-old, get his ass beat. That sticks with you forever. Okay, you fuck one goat, you're a goat fucker. Same idea here. I'm just saying.
Well, leaving off that note, Joe, tell us where they can find us.
All right, guys, you can let me know what you think about stop motion. It's just if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. This show is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Use the code at Film Lovers.
Do you think it's actually $1?
$1.25 Shave Club.
Wait, is this real?
No, God,
My God. I was like, where the fuck? You guys didn't tell me we got
ruined it. You ruined the take.
Oh my God, I was so pissed that you guys didn't tell me.
He's like, Jared's like, I've only been gone for a couple weeks. What happened here?
What?
Oh, okay. Anyways, all right. This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Get the smoothest shave ever. At Film Lovers GTG. Let me know what you guys think about the show. Check it out if you want. It's on Netflix. Use someone else's account before Netflix tells you to take away the password and watch it for free. At Film Lovers GTTG.
What about you, Jared?
Follow me on Twitter. I at JLuffy. I post, about pro wrestling. I post about, let's see what my recent tweets are. Yeah, pro wrestling. There's some politics thrown in there, but mostly pro wrestling. Also, now that baseball's done, yeah.
Hey, make a little note here. I showed some of the people here where I work the Undertaker off the thing, and they were so confused.
Wait, what?
The thing where the Undertaker jumps 20 feet down on some dude.
You mean he threw Mankind off the top of the cell?
Whatever. The point is, I showed it to him. I'm like, this is the craziest shit you can see. And, and all the women in my program were like, I don't understand why any of this is happening. Is that man needs a hot ambulance or something? It was a funny.
Okay, so it's funny that you mentioned that because Mick Foley, the guy that got thrown off the top of the cell, recently came out and goes, "Yeah, I have nerve, muscular, and skeletal problems."
Shit. I hope it's worth it. He cemented his history.
Absolutely not worth it in my mind. Absolutely not worth it.
I mean, skyrocketed him. So we'll see how that is. I can fix this. All right, and then if you guys want to check out Jared and Danny have a little side episodes right now this week. They're talking about Scream 3. The week after, we'll have Scream 4 out for you guys. I've heard about Scream 3. Because I have to edit it. That's some really good stuff. It is the worst one out of the 5. There's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So check it out there. He also made some disparaging marks on Halloween Ends. I'm the other person. I actually think it's fine. Execution is terrible. It's a fine movie. You guys can check me on Twitter, Letterboxd, JNO11. I don't know about Twitter as much. Elon owning that shit might be something crazy.
I'm gonna take the hottest take right now. Okay. Elon buying Twitter will be funny as shit if Twitter becomes immensely profitable for him and he makes like $200 billion. It would just be the funniest thing ever because he fell ass backwards to that shit, and just because it's Elon, it'll just be funny.
Yeah, you can sponsor. You can sponsor us, Elon, if you need to.
Please,
so.
Elon, please, just
like Netflix, that needs to spend some money.
We'll make you a special.
Throw this over here.
We'll make you a special. Easy, $20 million. We'll split it 3 ways. You can have all the rights to that.
Perfect. We'll end on that note. We'll see you guys later.